Justice's starter Pokemon was a Totodile.
Yeah. In what game?
Pokemon Gold.
Yeah.
And he and his sister used to play the card games, but they used to make up the rules because they're legends.
And Kathryn's first memory with Pokemon was she had a Pikachu backpack on her very first day of school.
Yeah.
So it's always surrounded her life.
And we're done.
I don't need a Pokemon, period.
Then what about a world-class detective? Because if you want to find your pops, I'm your best bet.
We're gonna do this, you and me.
We had a week-long rehearsal process before we started shooting where we got with Ryan and we just went through the whole script and improvised, found our dynamic, so that way when Ryan left, we would remember what he did and then just recreate our side of it. And Ryan was on set for like a couple of days in the beginning just so we could improvise in real time and talk over each other, because Rob Letterman, our director, was all about like making it as real as possible, making it as naturalistic as possible.
Yeah. The first time I saw Ryan and Justice doing their thing, like in this little sound stage, I was blown away. I was like, this is really gonna work. I mean, Ryan is brilliant. He's so funny.
He's really funny.
And he just like gets it, and he would come up with new lines and improvise, and he just set the tone. So when we went off and did our scenes, we knew kind of what it was gonna be like, you know? We just felt like we were ready. Making this movie definitely brought us back to our childhood. You know, we got to use our imaginations. When I watched the trailer for the first time, I started crying, and I didn't know why. And I called him, and he was like, it's because it's really, there's a lot of magic. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how it felt on set. So it just felt like we were playing pretend all the time.
It would look like this. Pikachu.
Pikachu. Wait, where are you looking?
He's climbing up my leg.
Wait, so
And now he's getting on my shoulder.
he'd be right here.
No, he's up here.
You're so cute.
Hey, Pikachu.
Hi. Just
And then
like
if
that.
he crosses over to my other shoulder,
Then we look over there,
hey, Pika.
and then
Oh,
we
no.
prepare for
High five.
Psyduck to explode. Psyduck,
Psyduck, no!
Just like that. He basically just saw the movie.
And then I'd take him down. The first game that I ever had was Pokemon Gold for Game Boy Color. And then I also had Pokemon Stadium for Nintendo 64. I had Pokemon Snap for Nintendo 64. I had Pokemon Crystal for Game Boy Color. So I was a big fan of the games.
If you would like, he can list all 809.
There's actually 807.
Oh.
I would choose as my Pokemon Psychic Totodile, because he's my favorite Pokemon. And you would choose Psyduck, right?
Oh my
or
God.
you would choose
Psyduck is the
Furfur,
love
right?
of my life right now. I have Psyduck on my nails. He goes with me everywhere.
And I have also nails.
I love Psyduck. I don't know, I think I couldn't pick anybody else anymore. I mean, we just, we really got along on set, such a good listener.
Such a good actor.
As soon as we had our chemistry, I was like, wow, this is a match made in heaven.
But
I
he
just
can
knew.
be a diva, I mean.
Such a diva. You
Whoa.
think Pikachu wants his espresso? You haven't met Psyduck.
Yeah, don't get in his way when he wants something. I mean, before we started shooting the movie and now after, I feel like we both know a lot more
Way
than we
more.
ever did.
Yeah.
And also just because it's everywhere, it's such a part of pop culture. Like every time you see it, I don't know, Pikachu merch in a shop or something like that, it reminds you of the experience that we had.
Which was
like,
so
it's
fun.
a nostalgic factor.
I didn't want it to be over, and so I started playing it's so lame, honestly, that I was just alone in my room with my Pokemon Pikachu face mask watching the Pokemon anime. Like, what am I doing with my life? But it's all Pokemon now. My dogs are very scared of the Pikachu mask. They don't know how to feel, but they definitely like to eat my Psyduck stuffed animal. I keep getting it from my poodle. Like, no, that is my stuffed animal.
But at least you have a lot, so you can replace them.
Yeah, I have a supply of Psyduck stuffed animals. Do you want one?